As I'm sure you heard, President Trump is back in the White House making a rapid recovery from the coronavirus. So, of course, the liberal media are upset about it. On Monday, President Trump walked out of the Walter Reed Medical Center and flew back home in Marine One, the helicopter. But instead of being relieved that the leader of the free world was doing just fine, this is how the news reported it.
But you were asking for an overall sort of sense of the landscape. Where are we now? And I said, I wake up in the mornings often feeling like we're in the grips of a madman.
I hold rallies, and I tell you to ignore masks, and I rip mine off as I vanquish the virus because I am a leader. Fear not, COVID. What a bunch of bullshit. Going back to the White House.
What we're seeing here really looks like it's like something out of North Korea. The dear leader comes out, right, with the magnificent helicopter entrance and up the stairs and off goes the mask as he pauses, and preens for the shots.
I don't know what kind of statement he's trying to make by showing off that he could take off his mask. Gives a thumbs up over there, but it's clearly all about the photo op. The president wants to show he's back in action.
Sanjay, I believe you're here as well, right? Sanjay?
Yeah.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Yep.
So, Sanjay, I would like to say that nothing surprises me at this point, but that was awful.
It was just reckless, and it's heartbreaking.
And we haven't heard one iota of humility, sorrow, or even the faintest hint that he now understands what millions of Americans do and that he will work to protect them. You heard none of that.
This is a Mussolini moment. Donald Trump, who looks like he has makeup on, which means somebody had to get close enough to make up his face with his favorite orange patina. He's standing there as if he is, a member of the old Russian Tsar family.
It's just propaganda. That's all it is. I know there's sound to it. I'm not going to play it for you. Why should I? How much bullshit do you need in your life?
It's such a distressing moment.
To say I feel better than I have in 20 years?
That he's saying this is so disrespectful.
The president says it's no big deal. It's outrageous.
It is insulting to the people who have lost loved ones. It is insulting to every American who wears a mask. It's disgraceful, Wolf. It's absurd.
He's going to, get aboard Marine One, make that brief flight to the south lawn of the White House. We're going to try to watch as much of this as we can. Brian, go ahead.
The president views every day as a television show. He produces the show, and he wants to be the star of the show. It's not a real show of strength, but it's a performative show of strength. This is what strongmen do in autocratic regimes. But this is the kind of thing you see from strongmen who want to appear to be leading. It's a dear leader sort of approach, and I think that's what we are seeing on our television screens.
It's remarkable, Aaron, to see this moment where the president is clearly staging it to look like a success as he is returning to the White House less than 72 hours, after being admitted to Walter Reed. But then that's why he clearly climbed those stairs. That's not normally where the president goes into the White House.
He's staging it, she says, to make it look like a success. Caitlin Collins sure has experience staging things. She only wears a mask when the cameras are on, and as soon as she thinks they're off, then off comes the mask. Here she is in the White House briefing room, taking it off as soon as the press conference ended, but the White House feed was still rolling. Other Democrats, however, like New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, are falling in love with their masks more every day. This is not a meme, by the way. This is not a parody. I didn't even add the music for comedic effect. This is exactly as Mayor de Blasio posted it on social media. This is also not a parody. This is a real tweet from California Governor Gavin Newsom's office, reminding people that if they're going to go out to eat with members of their own household, don't forget to, quote, keep your mask on in between bites. The tweet included this diagram, and I'm serious, this is real, showing a woman eating dinner, and in between bites, while she was chewing her food, she would put her mask back on. MSNBC's Chris Hayes tweeted out that, quote, the only humane and reasonable way to deal with all these people, meaning those who don't like wearing masks, if we survive this, he says, is some kind of Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Every day now, the Democrats are openly modeling their policies on communism. There is one thing that the liberal media is happy about, however, and that is that President Trump isn't the only one who works in the White House to catch the coronavirus this last week.
Tonight we've learned that Stephen Miller is the president's senior advisor and a speechwriter. Stephen Miller has tested positive for COVID-19. 17 people here have been positive. Would you go inside that business or inside that house? Because at least 17 people directly connected to the Trump White House currently have the virus.
Don Lemonhead can barely contain his joy. And despite President Trump's personal team of doctors all reporting that he's making an incredible and rapid recovery, CNN's TV doctors seem to know better.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I would say a couple things. One is that I think the president is sicker than the doctors are letting on.
Dr. Reiner, in the absence of a complete medical picture presented, you've said the president likely, and we hope he doesn't, but likely has pneumonia. What gives you that suspicion? You know, I want to go back to Dr. Hotez for a moment. We don't know much about his lungs. You've suggested perhaps the president actually has pneumonia. Is that right?
Well, it's certainly possible.
It's incredible that these people are allowed to keep their medical license after spewing such nonsense about a patient that they've never even met or even spoken to while on national television. One thing is for sure, though, even while being infected with the coronavirus, President Trump has more strength, stamina, and mental acuity than Joe Biden on his best day without it. And that is why they're so mad. I, on the other hand, am feeling pretty good. My new book, which just came out yesterday, Hollywood Propaganda, How TV, Movies, and Music Shape Our Culture, made it up to number 4 on Amazon's bestseller list. Former CIA director and deep state operative John Brennan also had a book come out yesterday, and his is only at number 9. So big thanks to everybody who's already ordered the book, and if you haven't, there's still hope that we can get it to number 1 today. So head on over to Amazon.com or click the link in the description below and check it out.